one of the big topics that I've been hearing a lot of people talking about is Mass Effect and the continuation of this franchise and what direction direction the publishers, the developers are going to potentially go in moving forward with this franchise. And one of those being, would they make a Mass Effect Andromeda 2 or would they make Mass Effect 4? And so what I want to talk about is, where is Mass Effect Andromeda 2? Because this is a game that, in my opinion, I would actually like to see it. I know a lot of other people out there, I say it's not really generally the popular opinion, because a lot of people like, of course, the original Mass Effect trilogy, which I did as well. But I thought that Mass Effect Andromeda, underneath everything, had something special to it, even though it wasn't, of course, as widely accepted as the other three games. And I think just because it was different, that was part of the reason why people didn't like it. It was also, something I liked about it was that it was on another planet. It was like kind of, in another, essentially like another galaxy. And so it was like this new story, but it kind of felt familiar in certain ways. And so I thought it was fun. I don't think it was great, but I thought it was pretty good, better than what other people were saying, in my opinion. And so there's others that enjoyed Andromeda quite a bit and thought that there could be something moving forward here, and so let's kind of talk about that here, guys. I definitely want to get your thoughts in the comment section below. Would you guys want to see an Andromeda 2, or would you just want to see a Mass Effect 4? I think, guys, the popular thing would be to say that a Mass Effect 4 would make more sense. And I would say, guys, in my personal opinion, BioWare would be smart to go back to the roots, because look, Andromeda, regardless of whether I liked it and the next person liked it, at the end of the day, it didn't do as well as the original Mass Effect games. And so what that tells me is that Mass Effect Andromeda 2 is probably a ways off, if it's ever going to come out. I think that there was talk that, look, after Andromeda, they're going to make a new trilogy here. And that was kind of the rumor, was that the trilogy was going to be based around Andromeda. But I think that now, when they saw the backlash of Andromeda, I think that they would be smart to go back to the roots of this. Now, maybe not Shepard, maybe not, exactly, a continuation from Mass Effect 4, but potentially somewhat of a soft reboot would maybe make sense. That being, just a Mass Effect title or whatever it might be, guys, that comes out on the next generation of consoles. I think Mass Effect would do really well to take advantage of the Xbox Series X and the PS5, those next generation consoles, the graphics, and the story that they could really tell. Andromeda 2, in my opinion, could really, I think that BioWare kind of knows what they did right, wrong, and what they could do different moving forward with Andromeda. And so I think Andromeda 2 would actually be pretty good, but I just don't know if people would even give it a chance. And so I think that really this gets back to BioWare, most likely, they would just be smarter to go ahead and make a Mass Effect 4. Kind of go back to like the core of what this franchise was all about, and not, kind of bring it back, and maybe, you have new characters and such that you're being introduced to, but it's a little bit more grounded in what people know from the original trilogy. But Andromeda 2, guys, where is it at this point? Here's what I think. I think it's probably in a hiatus point. It may even be in a limbo state at this point. It's really hard to say. Obviously, BioWare wanted to go ahead and make a new trilogy out of Andromeda, but I think now that they saw the backlash, it's like, okay, if they're coming back to Mass Effect, they really gotta, kind of really rethink doing Andromeda. Maybe Andromeda they can come back to eventually. People will maybe give it another chance at some point or another. But I just don't think you want to have a back-to-back, take a chance, that is, on one of your most popular franchises. Take a chance on having Andromeda, which didn't do well, and then Andromeda 2, hoping that does better than the first one. It just doesn't make sense from really a business perspective. And so I think Mass Effect 4 is most likely what we're going to be getting, or a Mass Effect, soft reboot. That would be kind of where I think the direction that they may very well be going. So at this point, Andromeda, I think, guys, that we're probably years away from seeing anything on the next Mass Effect, that being like Mass Effect 4. And I would personally say that if we see Mass Effect 4, let's just say in the next few years, probably a couple of years after that, when they would get the ball rolling here, and as long as they're building that reputation back up, I think that Mass Effect Andromeda 2 would potentially be able to come out at a couple of years after that, maybe in a, more in a minor way, whether that be as part of an expansion, or they just have a smaller developer work on it. Whatever the case might be, I think there is something special with Andromeda. It just didn't land well with everyone. And unfortunately, those are just the facts. And I'm hoping that they do make Andromeda 2 at some point, but I don't think it would be a very good business decision right now. I think the best move forward is to go with Mass Effect 4 or just go with a Mass Effect soft reboot. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, guys. Would you want to see a Mass Effect Andromeda 2, or would you want to see a Mass Effect 4? Would you want to see both? Which Mass Effect game is your favorite at this point? Let me know what you guys think. And for more Mass Effect Andromeda 2 content and videos, stay here with Zero TV.